Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but isn't enough. It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from third to first in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races, such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline, or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
RICMOTECH, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Race fans, welcome to Dover International Speedway, or now it's Dover Motor Speedway. They still have that sign right there that says Dover International Speedway, so I had to throw it in there for everybody, all you old folks at home. It is Championship 4 night. Tonight we crown a championship for the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series. It's been a fun season. It's been a crazy season. A lot of back and forth. We'll talk about points momentarily, but Mr. No Longer 8-hour Mike Campigio joining me up in the broadcast booth. Mike, how you doing, pal?
AJ, how we doing? Everybody at home, how are you guys doing? Ready to watch a championship get crowned tonight, AJ? It should be a very intriguing night ahead. We saw a lot of chaos last night with how these machines are going to be around this racetrack, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's all going to happen tonight.
Yeah, I'm very excited after what we saw last night, the absolute butt kicking of Justin Opplinger. But we have points that are a lot closer together as qualifying is just about to wrap up. Mike, let's talk about the team points first. Let's pull those beautiful ones up on your screen. Primetime Motorsports with 1549, Spartan Esports with 1371, then Warrior Enterprises in third with 1147. Then a huge fall off. I think your top three are very safe when it comes to those points. They might even be safe in those positions. But fourth, you have Southern Havoc Gaming with 696. Fifth, Gillen Motorsports at 283. Royalty Motorsports in 267. SimSpark Racing, 251, and ACR with 224. So I think with those top three, everybody for the most part is gonna finish in those positions when it comes to team points. But let's talk about the real points of the night. Those are your playoff standings, the drivers in red on the tower and on your championship standings in front of you. Joe Torres, Bryce Senzak, Alan Fox, and Michael Thwaites all separated by 16 points altogether. Bryce Senzak down by 4, Alan Fox down by 10, and Michael Thwaites down by 16. So it is very up for grabs still. Mike, how amazing is it to go into the final race, points-wise, and still have 4 drivers able to go for it?
Oh, AJ is going to set the stage for some pretty dramatic stuff tonight. And Dover is a very chaotic racetrack, and it's very easy to see one of these Championship 4 contenders possibly get into trouble and end their championship hopes.
Mike, I need you to do a favor. Please talk to our pole sitter, the driver number 73, Alan Fox, trying to fix the overlay again. Here it is.
Alan Fox, it's Mike and AJ in the booth. You got us.
Yeah, guys, how's it going?
Boy, kicking it off on the pole here tonight. You got a championship opportunity ahead of you tonight as well. Give me your thoughts on how your qualifying effort was and what you're thinking about for the race tonight overall.
Well, it seems like the last 2 weeks qualifying is the only thing I've been able to do well. So we'll see how that translates. I mean, it's nice to get a point right off the bat. Now it's down to 9, but with only 11 cars, it would take a miracle for me to catch Joe. So I'm really realistically just trying to shoot for second and outgun Bryce here tonight.
We did see you get into a little bit of trouble last night in that race. What did you learn last night that could possibly translate to these Xfinity cars here tonight around this Dover Motor Speedway?
Mainly just take it easy early on in the run. I still have no idea what happened last night. I went back and watched the replay, and my wheel was straight. I was over the bumps. I'm on the straightaway, and the truck just took off to the left. And when I tried to correct it, it just snapped up into the wall and broke the steering. So definitely not what I was looking for last night, trying to learn a little bit. But the car is driving a lot different than the truck did. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Alan, thank you for giving us a little bit of time here before you roll out there on the pace laps, and good luck, and maybe we'll get to interview you later on tonight.
Thanks, man. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that I can talk to you guys again. It hasn't worked for me the last couple of weeks.
Well, hopefully we'll break that curse right here, right now.
Thanks, fellas. Have a good night.
And that was Alan Foxter, AJ.
Appreciate it, Mike. Great job, as always. Still trying to get the overlay squared away. But your starting lineup for the season finale race, the Championship 4 finale race, it's Alan Fox, Michael Thwaites, your front row, Bryce Senizak, Josh Fadal in row 2. Row 3, it's Kyle Zimmer, Nader Orlowski, Joe Torres, and Connor Coleman in row 4. Row 5, it's Joshua Gillen and Caleb Lamb, and Ed Morris Sr. shotgun on the field. Mike, who you picking?
Well, AJ, I'm going to go out there and take the man that's on the pole, Alan Fox. That's who my pick is tonight. Like he said to us just a moment ago, he said it's going to take a miracle for him to try to win that championship. But I think he's going to have a good night and get a W to end the season. What about you, AJ?
For me, I'm going to have to go with the guy sitting outside pole, the driver of the number 12 Advanced Auto Parts Chevy Camaro of Michael Thwaites. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with us as we're trying to get the overlay up and running. When it switched from qualifying to race, it messed it up good, so I had to reboot it, and now it's not wanting to boot. So thank you guys for bearing with us. We're working through it for tonight. But Mike, it's going to be a fun one with that stage caution at lap 55. They can go about 50 laps on fuel. It's a self-cleaning racetrack. We'll get more into that later. They have 5 sets of tires in the pits, and we're finishing this race 155 miles later, which equals 155 laps later.
Looks like Ed Morris is going to be starting in the pits or something, because he's not out there in the back of the field.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to have 10 guys to battle it out here at the start.
Well, here we go. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. Pace car is off, and for the final time, away we go.
Now, it looked like Ed Morris did not pull off pit road, so... But a big key here, AJ, like we saw last night, especially on this racetrack, you can go hard for the first few laps, but if you don't save your tire, it's going to kill you in the second half of the run. So tire wear and these guys getting loose off turn 2 and turn 4 are going to be the keys for tonight's race.
Yeah, as you already see everybody basically going single file. You have to go a little bit further back. Josh Vidal was side by side with Joe Torres, but even further back there, Nate Orlowski and Caleb Lamb now battling for position.
We'll see if last night's experience is going to help Josh Vidal running on that racetrack last night. Let's see if he can learn and save some tire here tonight.
Well, you know, somebody else who's really hoping last night's going to help him try not to make the same mistake is that 73 of Alan Fox like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, we'll see if he put that in the memory bank, and hopefully won't make the same mistake tonight. And him and Senzak are setting sail right now over Zimmer and Thwaites and Torres. I'm curious to see here, AJ, tonight, too, like last week at Texas, if we're going to have the top 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the majority of the evening like we did last week.
That was fun to watch as we have a pass for 4th place. Joe Torres makes the move to get by the 25 of Kyle Zimmer, as it looks like the 7 has just made it to the racetrack.
Good to see. Good to see Ed out there. But here, just like I just mentioned, here we go. Just like last week, top 4 cars. That, I mean, pretty much, I think you could say we're the top 4 all season.
Absolutely, Mike.
1, 2, 3, 4.
100% about that. As you see the 73 and the 09 start pulling away, I wouldn't be surprised if we get another 10 or 15 laps that you have Thwaites and Torres really start creeping back into it.
But these cars and these trucks, like we saw last night, these things go through the elevation changes because you drop down in the seat and you drop down in these cars and trucks when you go into turn 1 and turn 3. I mean, there's a lot of G-forces in that thing. I had one time last night, AJ. It was about, I think it was a second to last pit stop.
Mike, everything already going pretty well, but you got to drop it back to that 3rd and 4th position, which, take a look at that. It's Thwaites and Torres now battling for 3rd.
Yeah, I had last night too, the second to last pit stop. My front tires were about like 50% last night, so these boys got to take care of these tires, especially the right sides on these machines. But yeah, Thwaites and Torres is in a hectic battle here, 10 laps into this race. These boys are... It's very hard to pass, too, around Dover Motor Speedway. You have to have somebody really make a mistake in front of you to take advantage of that. And especially when we get older into a run on tires, you're going to see people who have been saving tires make it easier to pass the guys in front of them when they're struggling on older tires.
And that's going to be a battle we're going to have to watch very closely, because as that 29 is our points leader, going to pull it back up for everybody at home once again. Bryce Senezak right in front of him is wanting to keep that 29 behind him, and even behind the 12. I'm really curious to see what kind of stage points everybody's going to get, and do we have an accident before the stage where we might see some strategy play in? Kind of like what we saw last night as Torres is showing the nose. To the inside of the 12 he goes. It makes the pass look easy. Almost like
That's
the 12
sure.
kind of let him have it.
Yeah, and I think Torres maybe have a little bit extra rubber on those sets of tires right now, while Thwaites is maybe struggling a little bit. Now it looks like Ed Morris is done for the evening.
Oh, wow. Ran 2 official laps, and neither of them counted.
I wonder if I don't know if he was dealing with internet issues or what, or graphic issues or something, but
Yeah, Jake, I'm right there with you. Now we have 22 people watching. Only 6 likes on YouTube. Come on, everybody. Help us out. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Let's push All-Star 15 TV through that algorithm and up the iRacing broadcasting boards.
Give the people what they want.
But up front, 16 coming to 17 laps in. Alan Fox over Bryce Senezak, Joe Torres, and Michael Thwaites. Your championship 4 drivers are 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in 5th, you have Kyle Zimmer. 6th, Caleb Lamb. Josh Vidal in 7th. 8th, Connor Coleman. Joshua Gillen in the number 1 in 9th. And rounding out the top 10, it's the 69 of Nate Orlowski. Starting to see that 09 creep a little bit closer to the 73 as they crossed the start-finish line last time by 0.03 faster. Joe Torres was slower than Alan Fox, and so was Michael Thwaites, a little bit slower than Alan Fox. So our top 4 is kind of evened out, as I really thought the 29 was going to smack the turn 2 wall there, Mike.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a moment right there based on the camera angle that we had right down the back straightaway. That thing looked like it was wanting to pick out sideways. It's going to be interesting here. If we go green all the way, like you mentioned, these guys can go 50 laps on a tank of gas, but that stage is at 55. So, are we going to split this in half, or how are we going to play this? That's what we're going to see here.
Mike, that's a really good question. Last night we had a caution about halfway through the stage, so that threw the strategy right out of the window. I don't think any of our top 4 are saving whatsoever. So I think they're just running to try to stay up front, but the key is which one of them is going to hit pit road first, and are either of them going to take a gamble with 2 tires, no tires, a splash. I'm curious to see what kind of a pit stop they have and if they can get onto pit road clean and off pit road clean.
Well, and AJ, too, to that point, this pit road entry is one of the hardest pit road entries to do on iRacing because comes up on you quick, and if you don't get down to speed limit down on pit road, which is really slow, 35 miles per hour, it's very easy to spin out and either hit the tire barrier or spin on pit road. We saw Josh Vidal do that last night in the truck race.
Yeah, it was very easy. We saw a lot of people trying it during practice, and it took multiple attempts for some of these drivers to get off the racetrack without spinning, get down to pace speed. It's fun. Now that it's the championship race for some of these drivers, it's interesting to see where they feel like they need to practice the most. None of them were doing hot laps. They were all doing long runs. They were all doing green flag pit stops, because if you've noticed, Mike, the last 5-6 races here for the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity series have been long green flag runs. So you can really see where everybody's mindset is.
And I would anticipate that's probably what we're going to see tonight, especially after last night, too. We saw 2 cautions last night, but yeah, these boys are in for, I think, a long green flag run on both stages here tonight, even though the second one doesn't really count. You know, we don't have a second stage caution per se, but the second half of this race, yeah. I think we will see a lot of green flag racing tonight. You got to be good on a long run, too, and save tires like we've been mentioning here.
Now, Mike, how did the truck, because you did a phenomenal job in the truck. I get it. Your last 3 races for the truck series that concluded last night were phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, and culminating with a 5th place finish last night. How did the truck change throughout the run?
Well, AJ, it started out super loose, that's for sure, especially the first couple laps. You really wanted to get really loose off turn 2. Oh, and before I finish that sentence, Michael Thwaites is manually disconnected, and he is done.
Oh, no.
I have no idea what happened. We're gonna have to go back and look at that and see if something happened, but
I didn't have anything happen to him. It looked like he came down pit road
He just stopped?
He stopped in a box, jumped to his pit stall, and disconnected. That is something absolutely Joe Torres wanted to see.
That's crazy, because I'm going back and looking at his last couple laps, and oh, here we go. Did he hit the? Oh yeah, I think he hit the wall of 4. Let me do this again. No, he didn't even hit the wall of 4 that last lap. He just got super loose. That's crazy, AJ. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know either. He was 16 points back, but it kind of surprised that he... Because I didn't see anything happen to him. It didn't register anything. Hopefully everything's all right over there. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Maybe a mechanical issue.
I hope so. Let's hope nothing serious happened to him or if he lives with a family member or anything like that. But playoff implications, that's for sure. Now we're down to 3.
And there's the 73 pulling away from Senezek and Torres.
Yeah, but Torres has now caught Senzak for second. They're in a heated battle here.
Yeah, Gary in the YouTube chat saying the 29 is a solid crew chief on the box. I'm guessing that's him.
I would highly say that would be him, I would think.
Maybe a little, maybe a little strategy with team strategy there. But I can't tell what's going on with the 09. It's like the car just doesn't want to turn without going really, really slow.
And that's something I was going to finish saying. Later in the run, especially last night in the truck, if you burn the right front off a lot, the thing would not want to turn on you, and you'd be either going straight to the wall or like really having to turn that thing at a 90-degree angle to keep it off the wall. But I'm still mind-boggling about Thwaites. I don't get that at all. I'm mind-boggled about that.
Well, we don't know anything up here. We're just hoping everything's okay over there. But they're continuing to battle for P2 while they are losing ground to the 73 of Alan Fox, who has stepped away over 2 seconds now.
And Alan Fox is about to incur traffic here shortly because he's catching Josh Gillian here. Put him a lap down. This is your best battle on the racetrack right now. It was right here for second.
That's what we're watching, Mike. When do we see drivers hit pit road? I'm really, really excited to see that because last night we saw the undercut worked and worked huge.
I don't know about you, but we're getting into some cloudy conditions here. Got your little rain hat handy for you because it's getting pretty dark around here.
Yeah, and this place doesn't have lights either, so hopefully the cloud cover doesn't darken the racetrack too much. Staying with this battle for P2, the 09 of Bryce Senezak, the 29 of Joe Torres, just separated by 2.5 tenths. It's looking like the 09 has kind of managed that tire wear to keep the 29 right around that 2.5 tenth mark.
And Josh Gillian is on pit road here. He's the first one out of the top 9 to pit.
Yeah, he just went a lap down as well. As last time by, Senezak was about a tenth faster than Fox, but the 09 smacks the wall coming out of 2.
Sounds like Nate Orlowski hit the wall the last time through 3 and 4, and he's got damage.
He's got a lot of right front damage. He was having issues during practice as well. The car is just so loose until it's really tight. It sounds crazy, but you're expecting loose, then out of nowhere it's tight and you end up cracking the wall.
A lot of it, too, can help if you back up your corners, too. I noticed that last night myself. If you back up your corners, you won't be fighting the wheel as hard coming off the corners. But, I mean, Dover just eats up tire wear around here, especially since this dynamic track data that iRacing did. Yeah, it's a whole new beast around this track.
The gap is starting to grow between Senezak and Torres, but they're both closing in on race leader Alan Fox, now down to less than a second and a half. Can they get there?
And it looks like these boys, AJ, we're going to run all the way to 50 before we pit, because I would assume now I'll just take a splash of fuel and take the stage caution.
Something we also noticed last night, Gary and myself up in the broadcast booth, and he mentioned it too. This is a racetrack where you gain laps with. You don't gain fuel, but you gain laps. With how much off-throttle time you have and how you're able to coast through the turns as much, you can gain a lap or two, which might make saving a little bit easier to that lap 55. But we're just going to have to wait and see, as we're going to jump on board with the 73 for a little bit.
As you're watching the onboard shot, I was just going to mention you could see the tire difference too, because Josh Gullion is like passing these boys like they're sitting still back here behind Alan Fox.
Josh Gillen is about a second faster.
Yeah, and that's how much fresh tires mean, man, because he's passing them like they're sitting still.
He'll end up putting himself back on the lead lap, too, if it continues to go the way it is, with less than 10 laps to go for the final stage points to be awarded for the year. There's still that battle for P2. They have separated just a little bit the last couple laps. But both of them are significantly still faster than Alan Fox. If they keep chipping away the way they have been, with maybe 2 laps to go, they should get to Alan Fox. Last time by, Alan Fox with a 29 flat. Holy cow. Bryce Senezak with a 24.7 and Torres with a 24.6. Now, that could also be a little game for the 73. Trying to manage the gap, manage the tires. Knows he can give up some time, which we could definitely see he has.
Well, he's about to incur a lot of lap traffic because he's catching Vidal and he's catching Orlowski. Coming up quick here. Who's going to be the first one in this top 5 to blink to come to pit road?
Even if they do pit, remember, pit's still closed with 2 to go, so they have all the way until the leader takes 53 to hit pit road.
Who knows? Maybe we might be stretching it all the way to 55 and pitting right at the stage at this point. Have to see.
About to put lap 52 on the board. Remember, all they have to do is hit pit road by the time the 73 crosses the start-finish line next time by. And you know Joe Torres isn't going to pit. he's going to do his best to save as much fuel, which it looks like with how they've been running, that they're not going to have to worry about fuel. But there it is. Pits are closed as of now. Second, separating the 73, the 09, and the 29.
So we're gonna
to go in the stage.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to upload our fuel window there to about 55 laps now. Last lap of the stage right here.
There it is. Can Joe Torres make the pass for P2? He's gonna have to really send it. Oh,
Not
and
gonna
he
get it
does.
done.
Alan Fox is gonna win the stage. Bryce Senezak gonna come in second. Joe Torres in third.
Now here's the thing, they gotta wait all the way around because Orlowski's the last one out there. In ninth.
On the lead lap, yes.
In eighth, yeah, sorry, eighth.
And you continue to race until that caution comes out.
That should be right about as he hits the wall now.
Which means they have to go an extra 2 laps.
Better put the clutch machine in and start coasting now.
That was fun, Mike.
That was very entertaining, and it went by super quick too, that's for sure. And here we go. First pit stops of the night. Under caution.
Yeah, I might play spoiler here, but they're taking everything.
Yeah, that's a spoiler. That's for sure. Oh, and Vidal wrecked it on pit road. Him and Connor Coleman got into each other, and Josh Vidal is sideways on pit road.
We'll have to back that up for everybody so you can get a nice shot of it.
Coming in too hot, and boom.
Rear end damage for Connor Coleman's 23. Not a lot of damage for the 26. Something happened to Joshua Gillen, too.
Just gotta feel like deja vu all over again for that 26 machine.
What happened to the number 1? Is he's gonna get the lucky dog? Oh, I guess not. He had to stop. Wait. Let's talk to our final stage winner of the year. Alan Fox, it's AJ and Mike in the booth. Congratulations on the pole and congratulations on the stage. You're doing everything you need to at least put yourself in a position to possibly win this championship. How does the 73 feel out there?
Good. I'm just trying to think if it's mathematically possible. So I made up, I think, 2 points on Joe and only another point on Bryce. I mean, I might get the most laps led or something like that, but it'll come down to bonus points and one of those guys having real bad luck if I have a chance, though. But I'm doing everything I can.
Yeah, so right now, if everything goes the way you were just talking, you are -7 now to Joe instead of 10, so...
Yeah, we'll see where that works out as far as the stage. I mean, I think I made up 2 points on Bryce, so that's 4 behind him, so... Yeah, I've got more of a chance than I thought I did, but it's definitely going to take some bad luck with Mike and Ed already being out. So
yeah,
we'll see how it plays out and what we can do from here.
All right, brother. Well, good luck. Hopefully we'll talk to you by the end of this.
Thanks, guys.
All right, once again, Alan Fox. Are you ready, Mike?
Yeah, it's the final run to the checkered here, possibly. So let's see what's going to happen if we're going to get any more playoff implications here in the second half of this race.
Oh, that would be wild. Hopefully all 3 don't wreck and then they have to run around the track.
You like Ricky Bobby?
Yep, that's where I was going with that.
And you know these boys too, if this is going to be the last restart of the season, aggressive level high.
It's okay, Mike. We're good. Green flag back in the air. Here we go again. 73 with an excellent restart, along with the 09 on the outside.
No, Torres is going to send it in there.
Torres is going to fill the spot, but we've seen that outside lane get really good, but really tight.
Look, Caleb Lamb here going for third. He's trying to poke his way in here to be like, talk about me, boys.
Oh! Big hit.
Oh yeah, we're full go now.
I don't think that was a lot of damage on either of any of those hits on the wall, but enough to scare you. You can only pop the wall so many times, Mike, and we've seen countless drivers out of these turns smack the wall.
I had something last night in practice, too, before the race last night. I hit the wall one too many times. Oh, we got trouble! Zimmer! Hang on to it, Zimmer! Ooh, I don't think he hung on to it all the way. No caution yet.
And, well, he's still going the right way. We're going to try to get you a view of it.
Oh, I think he smacked that inside wall. Like, building was in the way. And it looks like he got a little bit of damage to the left front of that machine.
He's got a lot of left rear damage, too.
But, yeah, I was going to notice last night in practice, I hit the wall one too many times, and then all of a sudden it said, you got wheel damage. So it's very easy to, you know, cause wheel damage in these things around Dover.
As that 09 is all over the back bumper of the 29.
He is all over that bumper. Tell you, if something happens, Caleb Lamb is in a perfect spot to be like, all right, I'll take P2.
I was just thinking that.
That's how you know you and I have worked together too long sometimes, if we're thinking the same thing.
Oh, a little squirrely, the 29. Yeah, but even if the 73 is an issue, he might take the lead.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But these top three championship contenders, man, smack together all night right here. Cream of the crop.
Just shows you that the championship 4 drivers that we had were the consistent 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers all season long.
And what's crazy here, too, the top 4 are separated within a second, and then you drop like 3.5 seconds back to the rest of the field.
Oh, yeah. Connor Coleman, 3.5 seconds to Caleb Lamb. And we're about to have a battle for the lead.
Yeah, I think Torres wants it. And how aggressive will Alan Fox be to block? It's about the time in the race last night when Alan Fox had that big hiccup off turn 2 and smacked that inside wall.
I think that was on lap 26.
Was it on 26?
Yeah.
I thought it was after the stage for some reason.
Now you're going to make me look. I know there was an incident before the stage that brought out the caution, and then another incident after the stage that didn't bring out a caution. But look at that. For P1, a very tight battle. For P3, a very tight battle. And then Kyle Zimmer and Nate Orlowski have a little fun back here.
Yeah, and Connor Coleman and Josh Vidal are in a tight battle, too.
Ooh, the 23 is just going to kiss the wall. That 29 doesn't look settled into the racetrack. Moving all over the place. Mike, I don't know if you've caught that. We'll jump on board with him so you can kind of see as he taps the wall again.
I mean, he's doing everything right now because, I mean, he's running second. Let's say Alan Fox wins this thing, but, I mean, Joe Torres is basically keeping all his championship contenders right in bird's eye view of him all night long. So he's doing everything right.
Alan Fox needs at least 5 more laps, 6 more laps to clinch most laps led. And that's another bonus point.
This race may come down to the last green flag pit stop too. Is what I'm starting to think, that last green flag pit stop, that is going to be pressure packed.
There is the gap right there. The 73 in first, the 29 in second.
Because what have we seen in real life on the championship race the last couple years? It comes down to that last pit stop, and whoever's pit crew has the best pit stop usually puts them out front and wins the championship. So that's something we need to keep an eye on for, is this last pit stop coming up. And who will go mistake-free on that, too? That's another thing. Oh, Gillian's in the wall off of 4.
Right in front of the leaders. He is very slow.
I remember he didn't pit under that caution because he got his lap back. So he's on way older tires.
Yeah,
and here they come.
Gillen just last pit on 37.
And Ed Morris is coming out of pit road here off 2. Oh, AJ, this is going to be interesting here off the corner.
Oh, that just helped the 29 big time. And even the 09. Look how close it is, dude.
It's very close.
And we are halfway through the race.
Should be most laps led, right?
Yeah, I don't think anybody else has led a lap. So
I don't believe so.
That should be most laps led clinched up for the 73. That's a guaranteed point along with leading a lap as well. The issue is, when do they hit pit road, Mike?
Yeah, that's for sure. Because you think we could probably go to lap maybe 105, 110 around that range on fuel?
Yeah, somewhere around that. And that'll be it. You could theoretically pit at lap 100, maybe even 95, and make it to the end. I'm really curious to see if the 73 gives way first, or the 29 or the 09 pit first.
Well, they're catching Nate Orlowski to put him a lap down here, so we're going to have 7 people on the lead lap after this.
Because I know I said it earlier, Mike, and you were driving last night in the race. Not a severe undercut, but maybe a lap or 2, or even 3 laps of an undercut, and you guaranteed at least 2-3 seconds.
Oh, yeah. And Josh Gillian on pit road. Not been the night for that one machine that he probably wanted, but still going to get a top 10 out of it, which will be good.
Looks like the 29 has backed up just a little bit. Might be trying to cool down those tires a little bit.
And here they go to put Orlowski a lap down here.
Uh-oh. Nate's tight.
Ew, that was close.
That's what I was saying. I knew Nate was up there. He was going to get tight off the corner. That definitely helped the 73 a little bit. Well, Mike, for the final time under green, I'll let you send it to break.
Yeah, AJ, we're going to go pay some bills and get all that done, and if trouble breaks out, we will break in.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green. He's
He's got the run, but isn't enough. It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from third to first in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we're back. You guys saw it. That 29 is getting really, really racy. A little bit chaotic in the 29. A couple times he's coming off the turn sideways, Mike.
Yeah, he had a big moment a couple laps ago off turn 2, which I thought he was going to lose the machine, but great save there. But he's putting all the pressure on Alan Fox here. As we mentioned a little bit ago, our final pit road window is going to open pretty much momentarily here.
It's probably open right now. So, Mike, what do you got planned for the All-Star Sports Report on Friday?
Well, AJ, we made some news that came out last week on the podcast. We're going to be taking a little bit of a break from the show. Just got some stuff going on that one of our main co-hosts got to get done, and we're going to take a little bit of a break, but don't know when we're going to come back, but it will be in the near future. That's all I know.
Oh.
So
I must have missed that in the episode that you put out last week. Okay.
Yeah, it was like right at the end of the podcast that announcement got made. So, but we're looking forward to the Royal Rumble this weekend, and NASCAR in real life is back at the Clash. So that's gonna be fun this weekend.
At Bowman Gray, that's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the first time a NASCAR National Series has been there, right?
Yeah, I think the last time NASCAR was there was the old Can-Am days.
I know the Southern Modified Tour runs there.
And we had a pretty entertaining Rolex 24 in real life this past weekend, which was nice.
Yeah, it finished under green.
It did, and they didn't throw the checker flag a minute early.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Uh-huh.
We actually had a happy viewing of it, that the race actually finished in regulation.
Yeah, right?
And not under caution or 2 minutes early.
I was just glad they didn't get rain this year down there. Even though it was cold, it was sunny and beautiful, that's for sure.
Oh, well, you guys got rain.
Yes, and one of our...
And yours.
Yeah, the 7 a.m. session did. But 55 laps to go in the season. It all comes down to these three boys right here, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and they have gapped Bryce Senezak by 1.5 seconds now to Joe Torres, and almost 2 seconds to Alan Fox. In fourth, you have Caleb Lamb. Fifth, Josh Vidal. Sixth, it's Connor Coleman. Seventh, 1 lap down, it's Kyle Zimmer. And in eighth, a lap down, it's Nate Orlowski.
When do we pit? That is the question. When do we pit? When do we get our last set of tires? And what goes on? I see Josh Gillian here in the comments saying thank you all for the broadcast for the what races that he's gotten to run in this year. Yeah, he's gotta do some redo some things in his wheel, it looks like. But Josh, it was good to see you out there on the racetrack this season, and yeah, good luck to whatever goes on next, right, AJ?
Absolutely. It's been an absolute blast this year. It was always fun Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Always looking forward to it. It's kind of cool to see how some drivers started the season and then where they ended up finishing. But with the Xfinity cars, these were the 4 cars throughout the whole season that I fully expected to be in the championship for. There was maybe a little bit of a shock that Daniel Krim or a Paul Irvin didn't end up making it due to incidents on the racetrack or what have you. But Fox has been fast all year. Torres, Senezak, and unfortunately Thwaites with the retire on lap 25. He was fast all season long. Somebody we could consistently pick as a driver to watch out for every single race. We're on lap 106, and they have to be hitting soon.
Yeah, they're going to have to be hitting pit road here pretty soon.
And the first one to do it, the 09 Bryce Senezak. That's going to have to pull Torres and Fox down pit road soon, as they're going to put Senizak a lap down here.
Alan Fox is coming to pit road now.
And that's going to give the lead to the 29. Torres has to come in this time.
Orlowski's in on pit road.
And no, the 29 is staying out.
Wow, that's an aggressive decision right there to stay out an extra lap. That is an aggressive one to stay out an extra lap. I'd be coming to pit road that time if I was him. AJ, he's going to stay out again.
I get wanting to have the fresher tires for the later part of this race. But Fox and even maybe Senizak might gap them quite a bit, as Senizak, to the point, not the point, but out of the drivers that has pit, just past the 73, and that's just one lap of a difference. And here comes the 29 down pit road.
And Connor Coleman came in a lap before that. That's going to get the lead over to Caleb Lamb. So Caleb Lamb's going to get a lap led tonight. Josh Vidal on pit road. And it's just Zimmer. I think Zimmer's the only one left out there that has not pitted yet. And Caleb, obviously. I'm very curious to see how far Torres is going to drop here.
Both Caleb Lamb and Kyle Zimmer staying out. And there goes the 29 out of the box, as the 26 is now hitting pit road. And there goes Senizak, and wow.
Yep, that's a big gap now. That is a very big gap. Caleb Lamb on pit road, the leader. AJ, check your DM real quick.
Already saw it.
Okay. I think what's happening is happening again from last night.
So Senizak in third place, but will cycle out as the race leader. Alan Fox about a half a second back. Joe Torres, though, 7 seconds behind.
And Kyle Zimmer, the last one to pit, so we are all set for the finish of this one. But that's a big gap that 29's got to do to run down the top two. Now, what can Alan Fox do? Can he pass Bryce Senizak? Because we have seen all night, whoever's been leading this race, it's very hard to pass.
And that's what Senizak needs to do right now, is stay ahead of Alan Fox. But if you're Alan Fox, you need to make the pass without hitting the wall coming out of turn 2. And you're hoping Caleb Lamb somehow 10 seconds back from Joe Torres gets to him.
Well, these boys here are about to incur a lot of lap traffic. You got Orlowski, Zimmer, and Morris all in front of these boys.
We'll throw this out there, Mike. 3 and 5 laps later for the 29 to pit. He is just about 3/10 faster than both Fox and Senezak.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, that's still a big old gap. Now, what will Alan Fox do? How can he get past that 09? He's been trying that outside line, but it has not been working.
Well, last night we saw a lot of drivers use that middle to high lane on entry, and then on the exit kind of cut it down to the inside and try to make a run down the straightaway.
Yeah, but you know Bryce is not going to lay over now.
Oh, heck no.
With about, what, 35 laps to go?
Yeah, about 35 laps to go. Pretty good.
Will Alan Fox get to the bumper and do a little bit of bump and run, or how is he going to get this done?
Oh, he's looking for that extra lane.
Oh, and Orlowski's blinking in front of them. Oh, there's a block. This is going to get intriguing here. That 69 is going to be right in front of these boys.
Can the 73 or even the 09 use Nate Orlowski as a pick?
Oh, he's going to be... Oh. He's going to hold up that 09 a little bit off the corner.
They both need to get by him, and they do.
And they do. Allen's looking to get to that left rear corner panel and trying to loosen up that 09 just a little bit to play a little bit of air on that 09.
And you see how the 73 is running it, Mike. You see how they're getting through the turns, two completely different lines. And I think that's what's really helping the 73 is he's using that higher line.
Oh, he got a big run that time. What will the 09 do?
The 09's going to send it.
Oh, that was close. That was close.
As they keep battling, Joe Torres is getting closer and closer and closer.
And you took the words right out of my mouth, because that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like the more these guys race each other, 29 is going to be like, cue the Jaws music. Because you think about it, too, these guys aren't going to have much rubber left on those tires, too.
Yeah, with the 3-lap difference with Fox and the 5-lap difference to Senezak, it's going to be close with how hard the 29 has been running. And he's been putting qualifying laps down over and over again. You're just hoping, if you're a Torres fan, that he doesn't overstep it and just pound the outside wall.
30 laps to go, and Alan Fox is all over that bumper. Oh, he got another good run off the corner. Here he goes to the inside. We're going to be side by side into turn one. This could be the moment of the race right here.
Well, we saw a couple times last night when they're battling like this, that outside lane is going to work to the advantage. But Fox is going to stay there. The 09 continues to send it.
He's trying to pack as much air as he can on the right side of that machine, because it's hard to pass somebody when you're on the inside of somebody.
Mike, check your overlay. How close was that lap for the two of them? I had Fox leading it.
I had Fox leading it myself, and he clears Senzak for the lead. But Bryce is going to come back, AJ. Here we go. Oh, he sends it in there. I think Allen's going to try to clear him off the corner. It's going to be close.
Ooh.
And he clears him. And Torres is within 2 seconds.
2.5 seconds.
He can see that in his windshield and be like, all right, here we come. Here I come. Here we go.
Now, remember, the 29 had no issues early to mid in the run. It's when you get to the later part of the fuel and tire run is where we saw that 29 start to kick out and be swirly.
But we have 4 cars on the lead lap here, AJ.
and 3 of them are championship drivers.
Less than 25 laps to go coming this time.
Thank you to our wonderful moderators in the chat. Very much appreciate it, everything you guys do.
If I'm Nate Orlowski, I'm getting way out of the way here. Let this 29 go. I think that 09's tires are going too, because Alan Fox is starting to pull away from him.
Honestly, I think with the 69, he just doesn't want to be involved in anything.
That's right about here. If I'm Nate, I'm saying, all right, go to the inside, take it, and go. Yep, there you go.
And there it is.
Go fight for your championship.
As we're looking at 22 to go, the 29. You know, we saw this before pit stops, Mike. The 29 able to get there, hits the wall coming out of 4. Able to get there, not able to make the pass, stays out a couple extra laps, does get that point to kind of stabilize the lap lead point that Fox got as well. But it's going to be very, very close.
It's going to be very close. In these last 20 laps, these machines are going to go through a big old change with how much tire wear they went through.
Absolutely. With 20 laps to go, Alan Fox with 0.8 of a second lead over Bryce Senizak, and Senizak with a 1.2 seconds over Joe Torres.
Here's the thing with Torres. He's got to make real quick work of Senizak. He cannot putt around with that. He needs to get by him and try to get after Alan Fox. But I think that 29 might be in danger, too, of these tires leveling out. And once they level out, it's hard to make passes.
And I think that's what happened to the 09. Almost exactly what you've been saying for the last 10 or so laps. The 09 pit a little early, got that lead, and everything he did to hold on to that lead as long as he did is what's going to be, unfortunately, his downfall for the win. But you also got to look at it this way, Mike. The 29 was putting qualifying laps down since he left pit road. He was down 7 seconds. That's got to be a hell of a wear on those tires as well. Can he even get to Senizak? As that's down to 1.15.
It's starting to get to the point, too, where it might be too little too late on that 29 machine. But we'll see. We're coming on 15 to go.
The 09 with the 29 in the background. Everybody, each one of these championship drivers in this top 3 right now has put them in a possible position to win this race and win the championship. Does Alan Fox, being the obvious best car all night, win the race and possibly the championship? Does the 09 somehow be consistent all race long? Something could happen to the 73 or the 29 and possibly he wins the championship. Or the 29 who started in that 7th position a little bit further back, has overcome adversity multiple times tonight, even at one point being 7 seconds back to win the championship. He is currently the championship leader. Doesn't necessarily need to win the race, but needs to minimize the points being awarded to other drivers, and those other drivers are the 2 in front of him.
And if I'm Joe Torres, I'd feel a lot more comfortable finishing second than I would finishing third in this race, especially how much Alan Fox has done point-wise tonight.
The pole, the stage, 11 laps away from possibly a win.
And most laps led.
And most laps led, correct. You can't tell me the 73 coming into tonight would do that, because we talked to him last week. He was saying he's just going to go out, run, and if something happens where he wins the championship as the 29 hard on the wall again out of 4, it'll happen. But look how consistent the 73 has been all night.
We got 10 to go. Final 10 laps of the year.
You haven't seen him hit the wall. You haven't seen him get really loose. And just speaking of loose, Joe Torres starting to lose a little ground to the 09.
I don't think he'll have enough tire underneath him and car underneath him to catch the 73, but he might not have enough to get past that 09 right now.
And we've seen it many times during this race. Joe Torres has pounded that turn 4 wall.
Now, if we somehow get a late caution out of this, oh my goodness.
Everything I just said, crinkle it up, throw it in the trash.
Yeah, because everybody will come down and get 4 tires, and that restart is going to be very chaotic.
I bet you somebody takes 2.
I could see somebody gambling.
For a championship? Why wouldn't you?
7 to go.
Appreciate everybody coming out, watching the broadcast here on All-Star 15 TV. We're going to be taking a little bit of a break when it comes to league racing after tonight. We do return on the 17th for the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Series on Tuesdays. And then on Wednesdays next month, we'll be bringing you the 8-car Wrestling with Nerds Xfinity Series.
Here we go. Torres is all over the bumper for Senzak for second, coming to 5 to go. Oh, a block!
They got to really be careful. They do not want to be a caution.
I think everybody else in the field might be saying, bring me that late race caution.
Well, Coleman will like it.
Yeah, he'll get the free pass.
And then that would basically hand it to Alan Fox as Torres is looking to the outside.
He's looking to the outside. 4 to go. Battle for second. Alan Fox is loving every second of this in his mirror. You know Bryce Senzak knows every point matters, too. He is all over the bumper. I know Joe's trying to do this clean, but the championship's on the line, possibly.
Ooh,
he's in the wall. 3 to go. Alan Fox is running away, saying, "Good night, boys. I'm out."
Like I said, Alan Fox has done everything he's needed to tonight to possibly win this race, win this championship.
Coming down the line to see dual popsicle sticks in the air. Final 2 laps of the season.
We're going to keep it right here for P2, the 09 and the 29. And Joe Torres just send it and get to the 09. There has been a precedent set where if you do wreck somebody on the last lap, even if you didn't mean to, your position does get disqualified in a way.
And we're coming to the white flag final lap of the season, presented by
the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. New episodes every Sunday evening.
Torres is going to send it in there. He's going to kind of dime in the corner. It's going to come down to 3 and 4. Will he send it for second?
He's going to be there.
Here we go.
Through 3 and 4 for the final time. The 73 Alan Fox is going to win the race. In second, Bryce Senezak, Joe Torres finishing in third. Caleb Lamb in fourth. Connor Coleman in fifth.
And
Josh Vidal 1 lap down in sixth. Kyle Zimmer in seventh. Nate Orlowski in eighth.
And now we wait for confirmation on who is the champion.
I'd love to know the point spread, like now.
Nothing confirmed yet from race control. We know for sure Alan Fox won the race. We know that for sure.
Absolutely. Most laps led, stage winner, race winner, pole.
Nothing yet over race comms yet. Everybody stay with us here. The drama and the anticipation of what happens.
I could see race control right down the hall from us. They're doing the math.
The owner, Ed Morris, is in there.
But Mike, what an absolute fun season. The whole season in general. Very, very competitive, very fun to watch. But to have a championship race come down to what we had, where the 73, Alan Fox, down 10 points to Joe Torres. 10.
He came in this last race with all the marbles, and he said, you know what, I'm going to use it.
For everybody watching at home, that is the points coming into tonight's race. Huge shout out to Senezak as well for having a very consistent run tonight, finishing in second during the race, and I think third for the stage. Everybody at home, we're waiting as well to hear confirmation. But wow. Mike, to give everybody at home a little synopsis, give your little bit of a review of how this XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series season went up in the booth.
Boy, AJ, it was a lot of fun up here in the booth. You and me. Oh my goodness, AJ, it's a tie. It is a tie.
So how does that go? Because didn't Joe Torres win last week?
Points were a tie. They are waiting to see what the tiebreaker is going to be. Race Control just announced that. We're going to find out here.
Between the 73 and the 29 all come down to a tiebreaker. This is wild. I kind of wish I was able to put the iRacing chat audio on. There's a reason why I don't, because during some races people get a little hot. Wow.
They are still determining what the tiebreaker is going to be, so stay tuned, everybody. I don't think you and I had that on our bingo card, but my goodness.
I had a feeling, and I think we both did, on how close it was going to be.
If that comes down to Joe Torres not getting that second place, and he loses on a tiebreaker, oh my goodness. You know how much heartbreaking that's going to be?
I mean, if this was Florida, they probably would have asked for a recount already.
And if it is the wins, I just see Scott put this in the chat. If it does come down to wins as the tiebreaker, that would put Alan Fox as your champion based on wins.
It would, but I've seen it, not here, but in past, where it's progress in that round. We're still waiting on confirmation. The only confirmation that we've had was both Fox and Torres finished tonight's race at a deadlock. We will get to interviews. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. We'll talk to our top 3. Obviously, our champion will be last to give him the most time.
Oh boy, I don't think you and I have ever been a part of a tiebreaker. This is wild.
Well, you say that, but then I have to one-up you with, I've never seen a tiebreaker for a championship in my life before. I think the closest one we had was Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards.
Yep, 2011. And that came down to wins, too, is what that came down to.
All I'm going to say is I can't believe I just pulled that.
You did.
I've been hanging around with
perfectly.
you way too much. Especially up in this broadcast booth, just dropping the knowledge, just dropping all the knowledge. But before we get to what's happening, because I know everybody's getting stressed out and I'm trying to kill time before they actually come across the radio, Mike will cut me off. Don't you people worry. I might jump, I might scream, something might happen. But I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to XMS RICMOTECH, both on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Gary Wells on Tuesdays, Mike Campigio, you on Wednesdays. All the drivers, crew chiefs, fans, everybody who's come by, like, subscribe, any criticism, anything over this season. I greatly appreciate everything you guys have done for All-Star 15 TV, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. We are back on TikTok until they decide to hit the kill switch again. But yeah, just once again, Mike, this includes you as well. Huge thank you. We were informed earlier in the week that the series is taking a little bit of a break, so as you heard me say earlier, we have adventured to other opportunities for Wednesday nights and Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Doesn't mean we're gone forever. It just means it's a see you later. We're still waiting on it. I'm assuming, Mike, right?
Yep, nothing's come over race control yet. Nothing yet.
Have you ever seen the GIF where it's a little kid with his hand holding his head up and his fingers are just...
Hey, gentlemen, we have an announcement. Sorry to interrupt. Joe Torres is your champion.
And that is based off of?
Officially official. Just got it from Alan's mouth himself. Or not Alan, Ed.
And that is based off of?
Best finishes all season. Joe had more second place finishes than Alan Fox. Joe Torres is your champion.
So they didn't count wins as we were thinking, Mike?
Because they were tied at wins. They both had 4.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay, so congratulations to Joe Torres. He is your champion for the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity series.
Congratulations, Joe.
It went down to a tie. They had a tie in wins. That pushes it then to second place finishes, as you just heard Gary Wells, who is a league admin up until this broadcast basically ends, basically say, that's it. This is how it happened. They were deadlocked all season, Mike.
Yes,
Holy
they
cow.
were.
Wow.
That was incredible. But what a way to end this season, man, on a tiebreaker and everything. My goodness.
Yeah, well, let's talk to P3 in the championship. It's the driver of the number 09. It's Bryce Senezak. Dude, great season all along, you do come up third here in the championships. How'd it go tonight? Because it looked very fun out there.
About as frustrating as last week was. Put in hours of practice trying to just save the right front, and both races the pace has just been higher than what I thought, and you just got to push so much, and the right front can only take so much. It's frustrating to keep up when you don't have the pace those other guys do.
Yeah, well, you do for the most part. I know last week kind of stunk. This week though, you were up there top 3 all night long, and for you to be in the championship 4 and be up here with both Allen and Torres and how well you were running tonight, it has to at least keep a good taste in your mouth on how and how you've done all season long.
Yeah, one end, yeah, but the other end, no, just because like with how the whole season is really went, it only like reflects on out there. Like I'm going on 5 straight second places, and I'm short 2 points. So it's
wow.
I hate to sound like
Kyle
Busch.
It was.
Yeah, I hate to sound like Kyle Busch, but it's like imagine if all those seconds were wins, it would have been an easy dub, especially like with the series in this league. I wanted to win the championship and so bad. I've been close. Well, this is the 11th time I've come up short, so it's just what I do at this point, really. Except whenever this comes back up, if it does next season.
All right, pal. Well, thank you for coming talking with us for the final time. You want to plug any sponsors you got?
Thank you, dude. You guys, what you've done all season broadcasting this. Thanks for RICMOTECH for coming in as a series sponsor. Ed for all he's done for keeping this league going. Congrats to Alan and Joe on their season. Rest of Joe on the title. Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, hopefully we get to talk to you later somewhere down the road. You be safe and take care of yourself.
Yep, you guys do.
All right, Mike. I'm gonna take P2. I know you're gonna want to take P1.
I was going to say, why don't I take P2 and you take the first one, because I did pick Alan Fox to win tonight.
Oh, well, fine. Fine. You want to play that game? We'll play that game.
Let's do it.
Take Alan Fox.
Alan Fox, the winner on tonight's race. You dominated. You did everything that you needed to do, and it comes down to a tiebreaker. My goodness. Talk to me about your night overall and the season overall and all the craziness we saw coming down to a tiebreaker.
Well, my night, I couldn't ask for anything better. My season, I guess I would say I need to learn how to get onto pit road. So if I didn't loop it getting onto pit road last week, and I would have even finished 4th, I would have had enough points to win. So little things that kind of added up all season, but that was the one that really screwed me here in the final round, was finishing that 5th last week instead of 2nd or 3rd where I probably would have finished.
Yeah, AJ couldn't believe that this thing was coming down to a tiebreaker, and we were trying to decide, is this thing going to come down to most wins on the season? Is it going to come down to most top 5s, top 10s? It was crazy. That's to see how a championship comes down to a tiebreaker like this. This is the first time I think me and AJ have ever seen a tiebreaker for a championship in iRacing that we've covered together. But just overall, how was Dover tonight? How was the car? And is there any sponsors you'd like to thank for having a great season on that car?
Yeah, I was running that old Martin Truex Jr. line there, kind of that wide diamond, letting it drift up to the center so I could get a more straight exit off. And later on in the run, that seemed to work a little bit better, where the tires are a little bit more even. So, yeah, I couldn't ask for anything better tonight. We were sitting there trying to figure it out, and as I'm doing my my Polish victory lap, I'm looking at it. I'm like, wait, I got a bonus point here, bonus point here. I think we tied. So Ed came down and talked to us and told us that the tiebreaker was first wins and then second place finishes, which he beat me 2-1. So, yeah, that does it again. Just I lost a tiebreaker, but I also lost last week when I spun out getting into the pits on the final pit stop. So just got to thank you guys for doing the broadcasts all season long, and Extreme for everything they've done. I've been running here for, oh man, 7 years now. Kind of sentimental that they're taking some time off, and my first win was at Dover and my last win's at Dover, but really wish I could have locked up a championship. Just gonna be thinking about that one, the Texas that got away.
Well, Alan, you had a great season. We enjoyed watching you and interviewing you all season long. Hope whatever you get into next is going to be great, and keep up the great work on iRacing and all the stuff out there. And it was a pleasure to get to know you and enjoy watching you race all season from up here.
You guys too, fellas, and I'll put a side note in there. AJ, you did great this season, but I'm really glad you didn't talk to me tonight, because every time you did the first interview with me, I always ended up screwing up somehow.
Good to know. I'll remember that for future.
Thanks for everything you guys did this season. It was great.
See you later, Alan.
Later, guys.
All right. Well, first, I need to make sure my soundboards are off.
Yeah, make sure that's off before anything
We're
chaotic happens.
We're good. We're good. It is time to talk to the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series champion, the driver of the 09. It is Joe Torres. Congratulations, Joe Torres. You get the championship for being the most consistent all season long. Who knew second places were going to be the tiebreaker? And holy cow, nail biter much?
Yeah. Especially waiting on the front stretch. I didn't know the point situation. I got to give credit to where credit is due. Gary was up in the pit box, keeping an eye on everything, and holy crap, I can't believe it just happened. I gotta thank Gary for letting me stay on one more extra lap to get that point led, because that point made the difference.
Yeah. We were talking about it all night. After that pit stop, I was like, okay, so he's balancing that out, so that's not a point towards Fox. But dude, holy cow, what an awesome season for you. You had an up and down race starting 7th here tonight. Always up front, but it's how fast could you get back up towards the front after pit stops. I did not have a tiebreaker going through wins down to second place finishes on my bingo card at all.
I didn't even have it on the bingo card, because honestly, on my bingo card, I thought, well, the point situation, I was thinking in the race, point situation, I think Fox is gonna get at least down to 1 point, and then Zenzak will probably lose it by a couple, and then I finish and then third, I win the title. I just didn't expect a tie.
Yeah, we were trying to do math on the fly, and if anybody knows me, I can do simple math.
Yeah.
But when you're adding thousands to 50s or 60s or what have you, that's where it gets a little hairy on the fly. Like 2 + 2 = fish most days.
Technically, it does equal fish, because look, FISH 4.
You made him crack on. We broke AJ Capola on the last broadcast of the season.
Cool. But Joe, great job all night. You did everything you needed to possibly, not possibly, to win this championship. It had to get a little nervous with the 73 and how good he was tonight, though.
Yeah, they were super fast this entire race. It was absolutely insane how fast they were, especially during throughout the practice runs and qualifying. They were fast. I was like, man, I don't know if I could keep up with them. But I'm kind of glad I won Texas, just because of what just happened tonight, and I'm genuinely starstruck and shocked at the moment. I can't believe it at this point.
Well, I asked Justin Opplinger this last night, and I want to ask you this same question. What does it mean to you to be the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series champion?
For me, Gary, and Mike's birthday is today, which makes it even more cooler that we won the title on his birthday. But for me, it's a huge honor to represent XMS and RICMOTECH and all that and the Xfinity series to do what we just did. It's unbelievable. It's a dream come true for a person that just came from console to now to iRacing.
All right, pal. Well, before we let you go for the final time this season and where you can really go party this championship, the sponsors you have on the car?
Yes,
plug
sir.
them.
Already. It's a long list, AJ, so just FYI.
Yeah, I got my blanket. I got my hot chocolate. I'm ready.
Alrighty then. Sponsors. Let's start with Sparta Esports, Warrior. Then we gotta go with W Energy. Use Warrior 24 for your 10% on your next order at WGG. All Star 50 TV, Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, Wrestling with Nerds podcast, Overseer News, All Star Sports Report podcast, JP Customs Photography, Effective CPR, Regeneration Sports Network, 4444 Simulations, Racing Paradise, the Inside Berm, McConey Setup Shop, MCI Graphics, Spinebuster Esports, and Jimmy Johns for coming on board for the final run. Same for Bass Pro, Hump Brothers, Haas, JTR, FRL Esports, just everybody on the team, all my friends and family. It's a, like I said, dream come true that we pulled this off in the first year.
All right, pal. Well, thank you for coming and talking with us. Congratulations once again on the championship. Go celebrate it. It's well deserved.
Thank you, AJ, and thank you, Mike, for both of y'all. You guys did an incredible job with the podcast, with the broadcast. You guys mean the world to me, and I appreciate you having me on and represent to be champions on this matter.
All right, brother. Catch you later.
Thank you.
All right, Mike. For the final time for the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity series, take us home.
Boy, AJ, what a season. It had a lot of ups and downs and everything, but it was chaotic at its finest. And coming down to a tiebreaker, just what could we not ask for more? I mean, that was incredible, start to finish, from when we started in Daytona to where we finished here in Dover. Oh, my goodness, what a season. What a great time up here in the booth with you as always on Wednesday nights. And I know XMS is going away for a little bit for now, but yeah, I'm looking forward to see what comes next for this league. It's a great league. Ed Morris and those guys, all the admin teams, they do a heck of a job all season long. And AJ, I'm looking forward to taking a little break here myself from the broadcasting booth, and we're going to be ramping up here in a couple weeks again on our next adventure together. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, so Mike, you got to go through that schedule, dude. I'm very excited for a lot of those racetracks. Yeah, congratulations to everybody for a great season. Alan Fox, Bryce Senezek, Joe Torres, your top three. Caleb Lamb, Connor Coleman, Josh Fadal, your 4 through 6. And Kyle Zimmer, Nate Orlowski, Joshua Gillen, Ed Morris, and Michael Thwaites rounding out the rest of the field for tonight. Congrats to Alan Fox and Joe Torres for scaring the crud out of us all night that we might actually come away with a full-out tie, but they had to go all the way back to second-place finishes for a champion. Congrats to Joe. Wow, what a race. I didn't have that on any sort of radar that we were going to get that tonight with a 10-point lead from Fox to Torres, and then a 6-point lead to Senezek that Torres had. So, wow. But take care, everybody. Like I said, we're looking at a start date for the Lamborghinis on the 18th of February, and the Xfinity cars with 8-car on the 19th. Everything is on the All-Star 15 TV Facebook page. All the information is there. Hope to see you guys tune into that broadcast. But once again, thank you, everybody. And we'll see you guys down the road.
RICMOTECH high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.